To be quite honest, I don't even feel like talking about this. I said I wasn't going to do a video on this, but then I had a conversation with a friend yesterday, and I feel like I have to. Like, the teachable moment is too great to not have a video exist about this topic. So, the relationship is toxic. Let me tell you how I know, because what I feel. I went hiking yesterday, and while I was hiking, people are talking so loud, and I am so nosy and so observant. And this one woman is talking about this guy, I guess, who's her partner, who, when he gets mad, I heard all of this, right, just under walking down, who is like throwing things, knocking things down, like being very aggressive. That is unhealthy behavior. She was talking about it so matter-of-factly, like there was no problem with it. Like, I often feel like 2020 is me living in a twilight zone, because I feel like things that are so obvious, are like, is everybody seeing this with me? Did y'all like see that? So at the end of Will and Jada, which I did not watch, and I'm not going to watch that whole thing, but my sister sent me a clip, and they said, bad marriage for life? Like, they fist bumped and they said bad marriage for life? Can we just acknowledge that that is really problematic? This is not going to be a video about entanglement jokes. I don't think that shit is funny. I don't think it's funny. I think I think it's hard for people, right? It was hard for me to accept my role in the abusive relationship that I was in. I didn't know I was in an abusive relationship for much of the time that I was in it, right? So I have a lot of compassion for people who are in process. I don't have judgment per se, but I do definitely have a lot of confusion, because I feel like the conversation has been dominated by jokes with little self-reflection amongst people. I think Will and Jada having this moment in the public is an opportunity for us all to reflect on our own romantic relationships in general. I feel like this is so much bigger than them, which is why here's a video on it. But I think let's just use their relationship as an example to discuss toxicity. Why is Will and Jada's relationship toxic right now in 2020? Why is it toxic? A lot of reasons, right? So I don't watch Red Table Talk anymore. I think the last episode that I watched was with Jordan, which was more drama. I thought it was very interesting. The way they use the media to help Jordan in a similar way that the Kardashians have used the media to help them. I thought that was interesting. Doesn't mean it's any better, but I thought it was interesting. One of the clips that I watched, because I don't think I watched this whole episode, but there is an episode where the grandmother is talking about her past drug use. I think it was heroin. And she last used drugs 20 years ago. But she is crying uncontrollably, talking about this past drug use and the implications and consequences it had on her life, how it affected Jada. And I thought while watching that, because what I do for a living is I work with people in pain, I said, this woman, because when you're crying uncontrollably and you're not crying from gratitude, those were not gratitude tears. This is not, I am so grateful to be here. Those were like tears of regret, of shame. Like, I can't believe this happened to me. Versus people who turn their pain into purpose, they're not crying uncontrollably about it. They are so grateful for the experience that they had, for who they are now. I watched this woman and I said, she is still in deep pain. If she's still in deep pain now, I can only imagine the pain she transmitted to Jada and the pain Jada transmitted to Willow. We already know Willow was cutting. I think children are little windows for the relationship between their parents. They give you a sense of what's happening in the family. When the children are not okay, the family is not okay. Cutting behavior is a sign that things are not going well. And even though Willow has improved herself, figured out like what it is that was making her cut, all that stuff, it's still an indication of what's happening in the marriage. So like, that's my first thing. I already know something is off about this family. We know for years there has been rumors about Will and Jada being in an open marriage. Open marriage is a misnomer. I know that's not what marriage is, whatever. There are different ways of being in a relationship, and I am perfectly okay with people in different ways of being. I really have no judgment about that. I once considered a different way of being. Their response to that has always been nothing or no. Jada created this whole red table talk space for open, honesty, non-judgment, but she purposefully omitted very pertinent things about her life. I am a person who's very private. I will tell y'all there's some things I'm never going to say on camera. I will say that. I will not pretend to be something that I'm not, right? I'm not in a relationship. I wouldn't pretend to be in a perfect relationship. None of that. And even the way they talk, like if you've researched any of toxic positivity, right? I used to be one of those people who's like, everything is gonna be okay. Love and light all the time, even when things are on fire, right? So we don't always need that. Sometimes we need to say, nah, I'm gonna sit in the squalor. Life is hell right now. It's not fine right now, and that's okay. It's a process, and we'll get through the process, but right now it sucks. Let's just acknowledge that it sucks. I'm fine with that. There are some people who don't want to acknowledge that it sucks, who want you to look for the lights. Somebody dies in your family, they'll say it's okay. It's meant, like, people don't need to hear all those things in that moment. What they need is just your support while they're feeling the feelings. So Will and Jada never talked about having an open marriage. They started calling their marriage a life partnership. I actually really love the term life partnership, because I love Gary Zukav, and he's married and he talks about his Linda like a partner. It's different. The definitions, the images that your mind conjures up when you think of marriage, it's very different when you think life partner. So I love that they started using the word life partner. So this is all evidence for their toxicity, right? So when August came out with his story, and I didn't watch that either, but everybody's talking about it. When he came out with his story, something I would never do. I would never do something like that. But people are in their own process, and I have to be open to people's, I'm not him. I don't have the life that he had. So him wanting to talk about it very clearly was necessary for him. He did it. He shared. I could sense, this man is telling the truth. I could feel that. The response from Will and Jada was, he's not telling the truth. That's what they said, right? They said he wasn't telling the truth. So they lied. They lied on this man. Unhealthy behavior. They go on to Red Table Talk. I didn't watch the Red Table Talk, but y'all keep sharing these clips. There's so many pictures of that Will face where he clearly looks like he's been crying. He clearly looks like he doesn't want to be there. And the one clip I had from my sister is where she uses the word entanglements. She uses the word entanglements. Will repeats the word entanglements because it's problematic. And I think, because I saw some people talking about this online, they're like, oh, she's taking accountability. You don't know what accountability looks like if you think this is Jada taking accountability. This woman excused her behavior. She just said, yes, I did it. That's the only thing. She admitted to doing it, but she's not taking accountability, responsibility for her behaviors. She did this recently. This is not Jada when she was 30. This is Jada, a fully grown, realized woman, still in pain. Talking about she just wanted to feel good. So let me tell you what because I'm not. Somebody told me I should watch it and point out the questions I would ask her. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. I really don't see my mind changing about that. I don't want to watch it. Accountability looks like I was wrong. I'm apologizing for my wrong behavior. Calling a thing like Iyanla. What do you think Iyanla Van Zandt would be sitting down there telling Jada? She wouldn't just be saying entanglements. You were calling it. No! She would be slapping on the table telling her, you call it what it is. You call it what it is. You talk about the pain you were feeling. You guys talk about the pretending that you did in this marriage. About how even now, y'all are not happy in this marriage. You know how I know? Because they will not let it go. And I understand. Marriage is a business. If y'all don't want to break up the marriage for the business part of it, then say that. Just say that. You can love somebody and not be with them. Letting go has been one of life's greatest lessons for me. I've had it over and over again to the point where now I feel like an expert in letting go. I don't hold on to things. I don't hold on to people who don't want to be a part of my life. It's like, it's okay. Relationships do not have to last forever. And I think Will and Jada think they have to stay together. If you are in the mindset of you have to stay together, because I've been there before. I was in an abusive relationship. I thought I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. We belong together. We're soulmates. You can be soulmates. You can love someone and not remain in a toxic environment. Some people are better off as friends. Why are you forcing it? If you are forcing it, why are you in it? That's toxicity. That's whatever story you're telling in your mind about how things have to be. They do not have to be this way. So in what, just watching the energy they were exchanging in that red table talk, I'm telling you, those people don't want to be together. I don't think they're gonna get a divorce. Maybe they don't need a divorce. I don't know. But it's like either the relationship will change or it will end. And really, especially when people get to like around 60, they have a low threshold of what they're going to take because they know time is limited. 100 years on earth is really not that long. Your time is limited, and do you really want to spend it unhappy? Do you really want to spend it unhappy? So, coming away from Will and Jada, right? I think that is a toxic relationship. I've been in a toxic relationship. I know what it looks like. Those people are not healthy. What do you think their kids are going through? Like, mom was with, and I'm telling you, I'm fine with open relationships, I'm fine with that. That's not it. It's the story around it, the lies around it. Taking a step back from Will and Jada, I want you to think bigger, right? Because the reason I'm here is because it's bigger than these two in this relationship. I want you to read Esther Perel's book, Mating in Captivity, so that you can be open to another way of being in a relationship with people. I myself have transitioned romantic relationships to friendship. They don't always have to end. And relationships don't always have to be the image you have in your mind. That you and this person are going to be like partnered, together, committed forever, build stuff. Every relationship is not like that. Even friendships do not have to be best friends forever kind of deals. You can transition them to something different. I also want you to think about healthy relationships. And I think maybe we need more discussion about what a healthy relationship looks like. I may do a video on that. Because maybe if you know what a healthy relationship looks like, you won't think that all these other things are healthy when they're really toxic. But I feel like it's hard to do that because we're human. We're all in process. We're all healing from some type of pain. And you can be healed in one area and not so healed in another area. So think about respect, honesty, openness, flexibility. I would never encourage people to give up on a relationship, but I would consider you to ask if you're being served here. How does your soul feel? Relationships are for the evolution of your soul. That does not mean every relationship is going to last forever, but it means that every person in your life who you have an intimate connection with. Sometimes even strangers you can have an intimate connection with. You can learn something from, you can grow, and your soul will evolve. How you know your soul is evolving? You will become a better person. You will be kinder. You'll be more patient. You'll have more peace. Is your life filled with chaos? Do you know what chaos is? Do you know what peace is? What is peace? For me, peace is not arguing. I was in a relationship where I argued almost every day. Thought that was normal for a long time. I don't like arguing. I want peace. I want genuine support. You know, I want someone to check in on me. I want open, honest communication. I want someone who's healed. Like the guy from the 4 Agreements, Don Miguel. Forgive me if I said his name wrong. People are walking around with welts on their skin. If they have not healed them, if you bump into them, they wild out. I'm paraphrasing. I need someone who's healed from the past, who's in a place of love, of kindness, of non-judgment. I think there's so many ways of being in this world. There's no right way to be. However you feel best about yourself is the way to be. So I really encourage you to look inside yourself. If you're in a relationship, if you were looking for a sign that you shouldn't be in this relationship, take this as your sign. If you weren't looking for a sign, continue doing what you're doing. Realize singlehood is not the end of the world. I know our society makes it seem like there is no value in being single. All the value is being married. I want to let you know you are worthy just for existing. You are loved. I am sending you light and love and positive energy. And I wish on everyone the level of peace that I have in my life. I wish you to transcend the level of peace that I've accomplished in life. My life is so good. And I say this, I don't brag. I don't even know how to brag. I joke. I say, I don't want you to listen to what I say and think that you have to do what I do. You don't have to do what I do. Do whatever makes you happy. But I want you to know that the path that I've taken in life has led me to joy, has led me to peace, has led me to healthy relationships with other people, romantic, platonic. I feel so very grateful to have learned the lessons that I've learned in life, and to be in a place right now in my life where I'm very content. I'm very content. Talking to someone, it can be better. Someone told me this recently. It can be better. And I'm open to even better. But right now, life is so good. Life is so good. I repel toxicity. I accept love. Practice kindness. And I wish this on you. I wish this on everyone. I wish this on our government and all the heads of state. Because I think it's contagious. I think that's why you're still watching. That's why you subscribed. You should subscribe. Spiritual sense. Let me know what you think. This is the longest video. I'm grateful for this platform and this opportunity. So leave a comment. Share this. I would love to have a discussion with folks about in your life. I really don't want to continue talking about Will and Jada, but in your life, what have you seen? How have you grown? How have you let go of toxicity? Thank you so much for watching. I feel like a dream just wants to kill my vibe.